tackle to fish from their boats or from John's Pass Bridge. So for the best cheeseburger on the Gulf, book your trip today at 727-393-1947 or go to hubbardsmarina.com.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Real Animals Fishing. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking fishing going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock.
It is so unfortunate.
I had two people stop me this week. Didn't your show on Saturday used to be 3 hours? And I was like, well, maybe before my time, but at one point it was.
At one point for a long time,
yeah,
it was 3 hours.
They were both very frustrated about the whole 2-hour show now.
When that first went down, there was lots and lots and lots. I got lots of text messages, lots of messages, phone calls from people that said they were no longer going to be listening to 970, which at the time, and I don't know if we still are, but this is a heritage AM station. It's been around for a very, very long time. Capt Mel Berman, those people who don't, maybe didn't listen to Mel, it's been a while now, 14, 15 years that Mel's been gone. But, Mel sat in his chair for 22 years.
Wow.
Before he passed away, and I ended up here. So people were used to 3 hours of fishing, as painful as that may seem for some of you. Mel did it for a long time for 3 hours. So, and then I did it for a long time for 3 hours until the bigwigs wanted to sell off the hours on the weekends, and that's how it goes. So we're at 2. And I know, I get it. Most of you are like, thank God it's only 2 hours.
Uh-huh. I can't imagine what we would get into with 3 hours.
Actually,
there's times that I'm concerned we still have a radio show.
I think the hard part when we first switched from 3 hours to 2 hours was the third hour was always just powering through phone calls because so many more people were up and out and moving. You know what I mean? So, but here we are. Weather stinks.
Weather is definitely a little bit strong as of late.
A little breezy.
We were blessed with a pretty moderate summer, moved into fall. We dealt with some lows, but we've been really blessed with escaping tropical systems. And overall, it's been a pretty moderate year, and it seems like we're starting to pay it back. It's starting to all come at once.
Let's hope this is just a little bump in the road.
And it keeps seeming like that. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll have a few days of wind, and then it'll calm down, and then the forecast changes, and it's like 7 more days of wind. And that's what happened this week. It looked like it was supposed to calm down after this weekend and be nice this upcoming work week. Like we were going to get a few days around this full moon that were actually somewhat fishable for nearshore and offshore guys, and that doesn't seem to be the case. It looks like this stiff east breeze is going to be around till about Tuesday. It relents a little bit Wednesday and Thursday, and by that I mean it's not blowing 25, it's only blowing 20. Yeah, Wednesday's still pretty bumpy, and then Thursday it calms down to blowing 15. Still pretty moderate.
Touch breezy.
Yeah, over the weekend it looks like it might calm down for us coming up, so potentially a week from today or so it might be fishable near shore and offshore. At least inshore, the one silver lining is a north wind, a south wind, a west wind can be pretty challenging to get out anywhere.
For sure.
With this east wind, at least there's places that you can still fish. A lot of areas in the bay, obviously, and along the intercoastal. And then even for us near shore and offshore guys, you can still get out there and do some hog fishing. The mackerel are starting to get on the beaches. There's triple tail out there, the occasional cobia. So there's things you can do this week, and we do have a full moon Tuesday, so we have a really strong moving tide. And I was thinking about it. Your mantra, this full moon outgoing, is normally when the bite's best, and you couple that with a 25 mile an hour east breeze. These outgoing tides should be pretty stellar, huh?
I was really shocked yesterday. As much as I was jumping up and down on my customer's phone, texting them, going, "Are you sure you really want to go?" because it did not look like it was going to be much of an adventure. But I had some guys. They had, local guys who had a buddy coming into town. They were traveling.
He's only here for this day.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to go,
We
Cap.
got to go. Okay. I'm like, all right, well, it's going to suck, but we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went, and I was shocked when I pulled into the marina. First thing I noticed when I pulled into the marina yesterday was like, the flags on the Skyway were straight out. Call that a 13-bar day. You can count all 13 bars on the flag because they are out stiff. And we had water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, we have water, and high tide's not till almost 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm like, okay, we already have water. That's good. I mean, that means I can get in a lot of places, a lot more places than I thought I was going to be able to, because I figured with that stiff wind, we weren't going to have a whole lot of water. Even with the incoming, a lot of water's blown out on that low outgoing. You're just like, this is going to be a challenge all day. We had a ton of water. And when it turned to go out, I was afraid. We were up shallow catching some redfish. Got on a big school of redfish after that. And I'm like, telling my buddy Captain Josh Johnson was with me. He was mating for me. I'm like, dude, we can't be here long. Like, when this thing turns with that wind, it's going to dump out of here like somebody's dumping out of a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, it's going to go. But it didn't. Like, it went. I mean, you could see it. I'm like, okay, we're losing water, but we lost water at a pace, but it wasn't the crazy pace that I thought. Now, make sense.
Yeah,
I don't
John's Pass with that 25-mile-an-hour east wind and an outbound.
Yeah.
It looked like Niagara Falls Rapids. It was crazy.
Well, you were and we were on a big flat.
Yeah.
And not super close to a pass. So I didn't have that image. I mean, I could tell by the mangroves. I'm like, okay, we're losing water. We got to pay attention here, because we were doubled and tripled up on redfish on a big school of oversized reds. It was super fun. Had a great day. The Klein brothers brought a buddy into town, and we did our thing. But I was paying very close attention. I'm like, I like you guys, but I don't like you enough to spend the night here. Like, if when this thing gets dry, it's going to be really dry. So we don't want to do this wrong. The old bay boat's pretty heavy. I don't want to be pushing this thing across the flat here in an hour. So, but again, we did get water. I don't know what it'll be like today. When you start stacking these days and the tide doesn't come in quite as much as it was supposed to,
Yeah.
pretty soon that can catch up with you. So that's where you run into a problem with these extended windy days, is you got to really watch those tides and pay attention more to what the tide's doing. Look at your oyster bars, look at the mangroves, look at some of the docks in the area where you put in all the time, and kind of eyeball where that water is. Then look at your tide chart, figure out where it's supposed to be, and kind of get a gauge of what you're going to have.
Yeah, you can't just go off the tide chart when it's windy like this.
Well, half the time you can't go off the tide chart anyway. You got to, I mean, it gives you an idea of what it's supposed to do, but a lot of times they're not super, super accurate. So.
Interesting.
But, I mean, we caught bait. We had, obviously, the pediatric cancer tournaments going on yesterday and today. There was a lot of boats on the water around Fort DeSoto, South End, and I felt bad for a lot of those guys, because you cram 60 boats, 65 boats, whatever they had, into that area. And then a couple of us, myself, Jamie Goodwin, Captain Garrett McFall, some guys I talked to that weren't involved in the pediatric cancer tournament. We were just out running trips. So you have, normally when you have a big event like that, the guys they'll disperse. They want to go fish where there aren't so many boats. Well, when it's blowing
25,
yeah, you're kind of all fishing. There was boats.
Let's all hang out.
Yeah, there was boats everywhere yesterday around Fort DeSoto. So those poor fish took a beat down. If they were there and hungry, they got whacked. So, but at least we caught
schools of redfish around Fort DeSoto.
There are schools of redfish. There's schools of redfish all over the bay right now. There's no doubt. And the fishing has been tough. Like, last week was really tough.
When you say all over the bay, are you talking like from Upper Bay through, or from like Wheaton South?
Yeah, there's schools of fish all over the place. There's schools of fish towards downtown Tampa. There's schools of fish up towards Wheaton, up on the north end of the bay. This is the end of September, early October is pretty much your fall peak red fishing time. The problem, a little bit of the problem we're having, and maybe some of you are seeing it too, you guys that are out on the weekends, they're moving around a lot. We're for a long time, many years, if you found a school of redfish, you may have them.
Tell your boys about it.
You might have them for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they'd stay through moon phases where you're like, well, big moon, big tides, we're going to lose them. They would sit, you just have them. Boy, if you have them for 2 or 3 days on these big tides, you're lucky. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's boat pressure. I'm not sure if their patterns have changed because there's so many people on the water. I don't know. Yesterday was a Friday, and dolphins. It looked like we had that issue. We almost had that issue yesterday.
More dolphins, more sharks.
There was so many mullet. Thank God the dolphin couldn't get to the redfish. They were busy chewing on mullet, so that kind of saved us. But
that's awesome.
Like I said, fishing's good. I like this pre-moon. The new moon wasn't great. I was all excited for the new moon, and the new moon really let me down. Fishing was just not great. But this full moon here, I mean, I got to give it credit. It's sparking up good. I don't know how it'll be. I never liked the back side of the full moon.
I'm hoping we get a big push of mackerel. And
I hope so, too.
Maybe a kingfish or two on the beach. Because the water temperature, we had that nice little cool down. We were all excited talking about fall, and then it warmed up, and then it kind of cools back down a little bit.
Water temp on one of the flats yesterday? 78 degrees.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did you tap the screen? Is this thing on?
78 degrees.
Pulling up water temperature at Egmont Key Buoy right now. It's 82.9.
I had 78.9 at one of the flats we were on yesterday.
That's crazy.
Dark bottom flat, too. I was shocked. I was like, I even told Captain Josh Johnson was with me. I'm like, Josh, look at that number. I'm like, dude. And I'm telling you, you felt it in the redfish.
They were cold.
It wasn't the cold. I mean, you could kind of feel it in the water when you put your hands in it. You kind of feel a little bit of cool. The energy level. Their energy level goes through the roof. So here you are fighting 28 to 31-inch redfish on light tackle, shallow water with mangroves everywhere, and they have a ton of energy. We lost several fish in the trees yesterday. It just couldn't. They were just all energized and couldn't turn them. So good stuff.
I'm pulling up the other buoys here. So Egmont Key was around 82. Offshore buoy, the St. Pete offshore buoy, which is kind of southwest of us, about 100 miles, is 83.5, and then that north buoy, north of the grounds, is up there to 83, 82. So they're all good, pretty in that low 80s. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Like I said, I did see 78 was almost 79 in one spot yesterday. The yesterday morning start was 83 and a half.
I was just about to say, but overall,
I'm sorry, 82 and a half. 82 and a half is what we saw first thing in the morning.
And you would say the average is probably low 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you're right there. 80, 81, somewhere in there is what we're
almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. It's coming. Weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors, Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. They offer free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors. Their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which is my favorite part of this whole deal because that means you never pay for warranty, and when you sell your house, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Good Lord knows we all need that. Visit reesewindows.com for more information. We're going to get you caught up on the world of news here. We're talking fishing on the other side. Phone lines are open here. Let's talk fishing. 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
Ready to skate, wipe out that bill. $1,000 in big, beautiful bills. It's fantastic.
I have some T-shirts in the truck for you.
Nice. The guys yesterday were like, dude, the young dude that's on 13. I'm like, yeah. He goes, is he a friend of yours? I'm like, well, yeah, he's my partner on the Saturday Morning Radio Show. We've been friends for years. He goes, he's always wearing your Real Animals hat.
That's funny.
I'm like, yeah, he's my partner on the radio show. Next Saturday.
Yeah, all my hats are in my truck. I haven't had my truck forever, so I've been stuck with the same hat. This is the longest I've gone wearing the same hat.
Next Saturday, I have a 9 o'clock launch.
Next Saturday?
Yeah, at Apollo Beach. I got 20. Why, Saturday's bad for you?
No, it's because I'm supposed to have the truck back.
Oh.
But yeah, all good. I got you.
And then the 18th, I was supposed to be in Fort Myers, but we are not going to Fort Myers, so I will probably be here. This should be here.
The contractions are getting closer.
So wait, next week is the 11th. All right.
That Saturday, I'll probably, because I don't know about getting from here to Apollo Beach in time to deal with my meatheads and not throw this guy into a tantrum. My Habitat for Humanity tournament Saturday. Well, it's only 20 boats, but
Yeah, you would definitely be 30 minutes late.
I need to be there by 8 or 8:15 probably, just to put out any fires.
I got you, man.
And then I'll be back. And then I don't think until the first weekend in November I'm good.
I had to deal with fires that you created this week.
Well, I did.
Clay, you talked to Clay,
Yeah.
and you were like, if you want to be different. And he's telling me this whole thing. I was like, yep, that sounds like fucking Mike.
What did I tell him? I don't
Because
remember what I told him.
he had a conversation with himself in our group chat, and he was like, I'm thinking about doing this. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, I talked to Mike, we're doing it. And I was like, meanwhile, I'm asleep because it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I wake up the next morning and he's posted all this stuff. I'm like, dude.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
What did I tell him to do?
Not allow fishing booker guides on Guide Checker.
Oh, you didn't think that was a good idea?
It's a good idea. I like it. But I also think that when you're starting a new idea in a new business, you have to get to a certain place before you can start acting like you have to create a brand, right? And in order to create a brand, you have to get buy-in.
Yeah, but if you let them in now, what are you going to do later?
Yeah,
That's
your
the one
value of the
catch
brand is
22.
devalued.
I don't know
see-
that it's devalued, but I think because there's some good guides on Fishing Booker, unfortunately. But I think, how do you go back and make that retro?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
one of them deals that if you don't do it up front, you won't be able to do it later, I don't think, because you're not going to want to get rid of guys who are...
I think if you have good quality people, it shouldn't matter where they are, in my opinion. But I see
I
your
thought
point.
that was the whole point.
The whole point is quality people and trying to avoid
See, you guys don't like confrontation. I like confrontation.
quality people. But you have a point, and I see your point, and I agree with your point.
He asked
too.
me. He called me up. I'm waiting
Yeah,
from the ballpark. He was
no.
like, hey, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, fuck them guys. Dude, I got to my event Monday morning after y'all posted that
You
shit
told
over the
me.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I sat down. They were almost all my guys were there already. I sat down at the getaway, and they were all like, are they paying you? Who's paying me? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting paid to be here. Guide checker. I'm like, no. It's crazy. Welcome back. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. You want to take a quick second, put a shout out to the good people at Bartow Ford. Our good friend, Captain Justin Moore, gave me a call, said, hey, who do I see out there? I sent him out there to my man, Jared Drake, and your man, Jared Drake. And next thing you know, I get a phone call from Justin. Hey, bought a truck. Your man was great experience. He loved it. Just can't say enough good things about Bartow Ford. You know, they got their concert on the lot coming up. If you haven't gone to their website, bartowford.com, and checked it out, make sure you get your tickets for that. Beth and I and Georgia were there last year, or last year or the year before. Was phenomenal. The last one they had, we were there, and it was great. Great event. They do just so much stuff out in the community out there in Polk County. It's really unbelievable. So, what?
Just the Polk County. Just drop the L.
You get in me trouble. My wife yells at me all the time. It's Polk. I'm like, Polk? Like polka?
And then Bobby gets mad if you don't say Imperial Polk County.
The people we hang out with,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
We have quite a group of friends.
Yeah,
man.
it's a bunch of weirdos. It'll be like Mahoney pretty soon, just hang out with weirdos.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you are in the market, in our opinion here, both of us driving Bartow Ford vehicles, and like I said, Captain Justin Moore just got one, and I know Scott Moore was out there as well, and we've got a ton of people we send that way, and everybody tells us the same thing. Great experience out there at Bartow Ford. So good stuff out there. Affordable.
Huge selection, too.
Yeah, they really do. They're just great people. Whether you need shingle, metal tile, flat roofs, repairs, replacements, you know, we're talking about it. We're actually having a guy from Belfour, USA going to join us tomorrow, Larry Somerville, on our Tia Mahoney Company Real Animals radio show. We're in the heart of it now, in the heart of hurricane season. It's not the time you want to be messing around with a roof that needs repair or an old roof. So give our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems a call today. Over 3 decades of roofing experience. They're defined by integrity, respect, and honesty. They have a professional approach to doing business. I can tell you firsthand, they took great care of me after last year's storms. I needed a little repair. They were on it. D. Hubbs here got his roof done. Captain Big Ben Marshall got his roof done. David Torres and his family have been on my boat. They're family people. They're great people. They're honest people. Ben Marshall's been in the construction business for, I don't know, I've known him for 25 years. He's been in it longer than that.
He's like 100.
And, yeah. Ooh, shots fired. And Ben was blown away just at the estimate, the time David Torres took up on his roof, looking it over, making sure they could get everything right. Ben's got some skylights in his house and some other stuff. So Affordable Roofing Systems is definitely the way to go. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF. Get you a free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. We've only got about a minute and a half left before the bottom here. So we got our good friend Captain Van Hubbard, I think, calling in, but we're going to maybe take Van here on the other side if he stays with us. I don't want to.
Got a good one for you since we only have a minute and we're waiting for Van. Someone asked on the stream, I'm heading down to the Keys next weekend, staying in Marathon for a few days. What's the restaurant that Captain Mike recommends down there?
Oh, man, and I was just there, and I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it. We were just there.
You and I both, because I know exactly what restaurant you're talking about.
So good, dude.
Yeah,
we ate there 3 nights in a row. Yeah,
where
we ate
you
there
take your fish to cook.
Yeah, we ate there 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
My wife was like, really? You're in the Keys? I'm like, listen, it was close to the hotel.
It's kind of like the steakhouse that I cast.
So good. Not exactly, but
no,
similar.
that was really awesome.
We lived at the steakhouse.
You find something you like, you stick with it, man.
Or convenient. Like if you like it and it's convenient,
boom.
It's you're just like, well, how do we? It doesn't get any better. I mean, the one down there in the Keys.
Lazy Days, Amy said. That seems to ring a bell.
Lazy Days.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound right. I don't know. I can picture it in my head.
And all I remember is they had all the different ways you could cook your fish.
Yes.
They had like 17 different ways you could cook your fish.
I remember the service was good, the beer was cold, and the food, I ate different things all 3 nights, and all of it was good.
Yeah. And I remembered it was great for the kids because you like sat on the railing and you could drop some food over and then like a million mangrove snapper would come to the surface. Right. The birds couldn't even come because the fish ate the food so fast. So one of the servers was cleaning the table and was just throwing all the scraps over, and my kids got into it. It was over.
Party's all good.
Kept them entertained.
Can't remember the name of it. Doggone it. Should I
Island Grill, that sounds right.
Island
Fish Company, Mike Perry got it.
There it is.
Island Fish Company.
Mike knew where
that's
it was.
100% it.
Yeah, that is it. That is it.
Island
Good job.
Fish Company.
I knew somebody would
We
know.
got there.
Mike Perry, you just saved my camera guys. I was going to wake them up. They'd have been really mad at us. We do have Captain Van Hubbard down in beautiful Boca Grande up here on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. The great Jason Behringer is on the other side. We're talking fishing. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio, WFLA.
Yeah, we were supposed to have them film our 44-hour yesterday, so they were supposed to be there at like 9 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
And I canceled the trip and forgot to tell them.
Oh.
And I went, I had a bunch of stuff going on, so I had to work out in the middle of the day to try to fit it in. So I'm at the gym at like 10:45. My phone rings, and I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot to tell Cameron the trip's canceled. And I pick it up, ready for him to say some shit to me, and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I was like, why? He was like, oh, my guy was sick. I wasn't aware. I would have let you know ahead of time. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh, I thought you were calling to bitch at me. So you didn't show up.
I said, you motherfucker. I'm in the midst of trying to find a new camera.
Too funny. Morning, William Keene, Brent, Paul, Pete, David, Mark, Wisconsin, Great White North, Mark. LaShonda, good morning. Jim from Pennsylvania, also the Great White North. Fishing has been so bad this week I started drinking wine coolers. Just like Capt Mike, huh? That's apparently the secret. Wine coolers. Morning, Dan, Bennett, Greg, Jeff, Paul, Pete. Angie, nice trip the other day. I'm glad we were able to make that happen. Some nice hogfish you guys got. And red grouper and lanes and mangroves, but those hogfish were pretty nice. It's always good when your hogfish make your red grouper look small. That's always a good sign. Morning, Angel. Mike. Lazy Days is another one down there for sure, but it wasn't what we were talking about. Dan said, good morning, captains. Have you all heard anything about FWC changing the zones for trout? I heard they're thinking of changing it like redfish and snook. 100% they are. They're in the process of doing that now. They had a trout symposium. Then they held trout workshops. Next FWC meeting, they'll be exploring moving trout to the same style of management as redfish and snook. So they did it first with snook, I believe, where they broke the state into like 9 zones off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. And then they did it with redfish, and now they're going to do it with trout. So, yes, you are right. Yes, that is correct. They are moving to zone management for trout, just like redfish and snook. And they're trying to keep the zones the same for redfish, snook, and trout. So that way it's easy. At least easier. Angel Mike is aware of the t-shirt. He does have your home address. He is in the process of mailing it.
I am. I got to get the shirts. I don't keep the shirts on hand, so I'm in the process of getting my hands on it. And I do that because if I keep them on hand, then every person I know that I run into gets a free shirt, and I never end up selling any.
You got our order for hats?
I didn't put it in, but I have it.
Okay, I emailed you about it?
You did.
Oh, good. Whoa. Angie, you got to bring some of that in for us, because I got to taste test it.
What are we talking about?
She said, I got my venison yesterday, going to make stew soon.
Ooh.
Going to have to try some of that.
Now, listen, no talking dirty on the stream.
So I was at Bass Pro waiting for my background checks for all that yesterday. And one of the guys that works there, he's been there forever. He and I always chat about firearms and hunting and stuff. He's the archery guy. He's like the main hunting lead over there.
Yep.
And he's an archery instructor. So next time I go over there, I got to get with him because I want to get into crossbows. It's cool because up at the farm, we're going there today. We have the shooting range for firearms, but we also have like an area that I set up for throwing knives and stuff like that. And that's been fun because it's hard to shoot guns all the time with my kids there. Because 4 and a 6-year-old, you start popping off a bunch of rounds.
Throwing knives is
like,
much better.
What's Dada doing?
Throwing knives is much better.
Well, throwing knives you can do quietly. I can walk away and go to the shooting range, and they don't know what I'm doing, right? And the same thing with the bow and arrow is I have a crossbow up there, and that's a lot of fun. But a crossbow is kind of like, it's basically a gun. So I want a compound bow. I think it'd be fun to learn how to shoot one of those and get good at it.
I almost dove into it a little bit. I don't want to do it because of the...
But I have a suppressor that's, you could get as quiet as a crossbow or a compound bow.
I just don't need another hobby. And I'm not patient enough to deer hunt with a bow.
Yeah.
So...
I'm not thinking that I'm going to go deer hunting with a bow. I just want to learn how to shoot one proficiently. It'd be fun.
I can't get all my hobbies in that I have now.
That resonates.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Welcome back. 637 here at the iHeartMedia Empire, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Putting a shout out for the OCC Roadhouse, the Real Animals Fishing Conversation coming up here.
October 28th.
Always the fourth Tuesday of the month. We got Bull Bay rods, Engel coolers, Real Animal swag, Hubbard's Marina swag. Put it in your book, 7 to 9 p.m. at OCC Roadhouse there. It's absolutely a great destination. Food's killer, beer's cold, fishing, it just doesn't get any better. So make sure you put it, I don't know what else you could ask for. It's all good. We got it for you.
You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we do.
It's a cool spot.
It's a great spot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Keith Overton has done a great job with it. It's a neat place.
You got to try the pork wings.
Pork wings are excellent.
Yes. Never get old.
All of it's good. Mahoney even comes and eats there, for God's sakes, and he's picky.
Yeah.
So
he's normally like
I would say
nuggets.
Ben eats there too, but Ben's not picky. So then it would be not such a giveaway. But Mahoney's a little picky, so it's all good.
It's like mac and cheese and dino nuggets, isn't he?
Exactly.
I see it.
Exactly. All good stuff. Phone lines are open here. Let's talk fishing. 1-800-969-9352. Let's go to the phones as promised. Check in with one of our favorite people here on the west coast of Florida, legendary guide for many, many years down in beautiful Boca Grande, Captain Van Hubbard. Van, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, guys. I am doing great. What a beautiful morning, getting ready to go fishing.
Yeah, I love it. I get it. I was anti-fishing all week looking at the weather, but my guys talked me into it on Friday, and we did pretty good. So, ahead of this moon, that we got some big water yesterday, and the fish seemed to move around good, and the ones we found were chewing and energetic, and it was a good bite. So,
yep, the east winds are strong. I don't think much about offshore, but boy, the protected waters inshore. You can go out and have a good time, maybe even catch you something to eat.
Yeah,
not offshore, but on the beach, out to about maybe 8 miles. You're
absolutely
okay. Once you get past that, it gets rough.
Right. Got to be some mackerel showing up there on the beach. And on a side note there, Dylan, I heard you talking about wanting a compound bow. Don't go get one. I've got one for you. I just got to get it up to you.
Okay.
It was actually one of Fred Bear's personal bows.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
It has nice stories. And remind me, I know I'm coming up there Thanksgiving, if not before. And just remind me and I'll bring it to you.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to it. The property, we're creating a bow range now, too, so we got to expand our horizons.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting up there more, but now that it's cooling off especially, but it's just too hot for me.
No
yeah,
doubt.
now it's really nice to get up there. We're going up there today and spending the day in the woods. It'll be nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Give Pop a hug for me.
Will do.
How's the bait down by you, Van?
Plenty of bait, small, a lot of small bait, but plenty of bait. There's some little bit of decent bait around. The few mackerel, jacks. There's some redfish, nothing like you've got up there apparently, but there are some redfish, and what are around are schooling up a little bit.
Okay.
There were some tarpon last moon. With this wind, I don't know anybody that's been chasing them the last week or so. But and snook season is finally open here, but I haven't heard of any hot catches or anything. I know there's some fish around if you're willing to work for it.
Yeah. It's been
Nice.
it's been a little bit of work. If, like I said, yesterday was, as much as I was disgruntled when I got up early and could hear the wind blowing, and I wasn't real thrilled about being headed that way. We caught them really good, but for a good week before that, we were grinding. I mean, I was really starting to get pretty irritated at what I was seeing as far as numbers of fish, and there was a few spots we had those really big low tides in the middle of the morning, just kind of boogering up the whole deal. If you trying to get up on some of the flats was just almost impossible because you just didn't have enough water, and then when you did, the fish weren't comfortable because there wasn't enough water over their head. So it was really a challenge, but it was good to see, coming towards this moon, getting those big tides, everything seemed to bust loose a little bit. So hopefully you have the same thing happen for you down there.
Yep, things are looking real good. I've been fishing golden nuggets because I like to eat them. And it's not easy fishing, but it's challenging, and man, they taste good.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I use Captain Wilson's mayo recipe, and it's a killer.
It's one of the things I am not very good at. We bounce into them from time to time, but boy, I think they're hard to target here. I don't know, about by you. I know there's areas that if I had to go catch one where I would go to start to look and catch them, but a lot of times I do that and they're just not there. They're frustrating.
What are we talking about?
Pompano.
When he said gold nuggets, I was assuming redfish.
No, he's talking about pompano.
Oh.
Yeah, he's talking pompano, right? You're talking about pompano, right?
Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely.
He's talking about pomps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, golden nuggets. They look a little. They get
I'm
a little.
glad I asked because I was getting lost.
Yeah, it's He's talking pompano, and they're just so much fun to catch. Just a great little fish if you can get in them.
It's been funny
It's
at the
exciting.
Johns Pass Jetty. They'll be out there catching pompano, and they'll catch 2, 3, and then the crew will hear about it, and they'll go out there, and then no pompano. It happens so fast. It's like 15, 20 minutes. They'll catch a few, and then they'll stop.
I always say, Van, they remind me of like locusts. They like come in and eat and forage real heavy, but they're almost always on the move. To me, it seems like one day the pompano bite's good here, and then the next day they're gone already.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems
They're
really
almost like pelagic fish.
Yeah.
They just swim so fast.
It's crazy.
So far.
What do you think, Van? I mean, that's kind of my take on them.
That's exactly the thing. They don't sit still.
Yeah.
You try a few places, you make a few casts. Either they're there, or they're not. But that's the beauty of them, because so many people these days want to fish spots. Well, that doesn't work with pompano. You fish the fish, or you're fishing, not catching.
Yeah, well, good point. Good point. That's true, too. A lot of spot fishermen these days, instead of trying to
And I
figure
love
them out
those
what they're doing.
Doc's goofy jigs. They work super. You add a little fly to them, it helps. You can put it with the jig. You can put it in front of or behind the jig. It doesn't make any difference. It will catch fish any way you do it.
Yeah, our good friend Dave Blanchard, Pumpkin Jigs, makes a Doc's Goofy jig-like thing. And Doc from Doc's Goofy's Jig was such a classic for so many years at all the Frank Sargent shows and all that. So,
yeah, man.
Good stuff. Good report there, Van Hubbard. You the man, buddy.
He's still around and making jigs. When I talked to him a month or so ago, he slowed down, but Doc's still around.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in
Thanks, guys.
forever.
Have a great one. And Dylan, don't forget to remind me about that bow, buddy.
I won't, buddy. Thank you.
Good to hear your voice,
All
Captain.
right. Good fishing.
You
Tight
too.
line.
You too,
Bye.
buddy. Legend.
For sure.
He's a legend, bro.
Awesome guy.
Yeah, really.
And, Jeff Page was hammering about pompano during the fishing conversation
pompano fisherman.
at OCC, and what he was saying is basically he doesn't fish for pompano. He cruises and he keeps his eyes
Skips
peeled,
them.
and then as soon as he sees them skipping, that's when he turns around and targets them. So it's like a bycatch that he targets. It's pretty interesting.
We actually were filming with him out of Sarasota.
He told the story.
Did he? 10th Street Boat Ramp?
But tell it again.
So he
'cause
went
it
to,
was cool.
so we were scheduled to film a show. This is back years ago when I was still filming the show with the late great Capt Billy Nobles, and we were at 10th Street Boat Ramp, planning on going red fishing and snook fishing, and at least that was the plan. Jeffrey goes out and catches bait. He's on his way to come meet us at the boat ramp, runs across this flat, starts skipping pompano. So he gets here, he goes, "Men," like he always called us. "Hey, men, got a fresh idea. I know where the pompano are. I skipped them on my way here. I think we'll start over there." We ended up shooting a pompano show, and that wasn't even in the plan.
So for people who are unfamiliar, because I learned about this a year or two ago on this show, what do you mean by skipping a pompano?
So and I don't know why they do it. I have no idea what it. Sometimes
Little baby dolphin.
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it in 3, 4, 5 foot of water. So it's not like you're.
I've heard of it happening even in passes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Wherever they are, if you run through there with your boat, a lot of times a passenger in your boat will pick it up, because hopefully while you're driving your boat, your eyes are forward and not behind you. But
Apparently, Jeff Page is 360.
he does both. Yeah, he has 360 vision. He's a beast. He actually senses them. He's like the Yoda of fishing. He senses their existence, like the Jedi warrior.
There's a pompano in my wake.
Exactly. Yes. So, but that's what it is. If you're driving across, 3, 4, 5 foot of water somewhere, you got somebody in the boat, have them watch behind. And a lot of times those pompano, you'll see them just jumping in your wake. And that's what I call skipping pompano.
Yeah.
So, and it's happened to me a couple of times where you just, how you're kind of given a view, you're kind of just looking at what's going on. You got a clear shot in front of you. You're kind of just looking behind you. Maybe you're checking your motor, and then all of a sudden they jump. They literally come out of the water. It's like a mullet. Mm-hmm. They come all the way out of the water. You're like, whoa, hey, oh, hey.
Take her out
Right
of
up
gear.
there by the right up there by the Alify. There's a couple of flats on the up by the Alify where I've skipped them quite often, and I've gone back in there because the first time I did it, I didn't have my pompano jigs with me. Now I carry pompano jigs all the time.
So if you're riding a flat and you skip a pompano and you turn around, how do you fish?
You're going to catch them.
But how do you fish a pompano on a flat? Because to me, I'm using a pompano jig, but on a grass flat, you would just get tangled, right?
No, you just keep it above the grass.
See, for me, a pompano jig gets bounced on the bottom.
Well, it should. I mean, and again, maybe you might have. A lot of times you'll skip them on the beach. You know, when they're on the beaches. So if you're on the beach, then you're going to let it sit on the bottom, just like a sand flea or something. Give it a little sand poof on the bottom. But I've used and caught a lot of pompano over grassy areas where you'll catch trout, you'll catch pinfish, you'll catch all kinds of things on that Doc's Goofy jig or little pompano jig,
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
My problem with them is, I'm telling you, they're a pain in the butt. They're so good. They're so much fun to catch on light tackle, but they're just almost impossible to target. And as a charter captain, it's not every day that I have. Sometimes there's some guys down at my marina that are really good at it, and it's okay. They're like, hey, the pompano are here. I'm like, well, great. The 3 guys I got in my boat today, can barely cast a whitebait up along a shoreline, let alone, cast after cast after cast, with a sharp object near my head. We're not doing that all day. So a lot of times you got to have the right people in your boat, or you have to have the right amount of experience. You're making a lot of casts. Sometimes they're in deep water along the passes, so they can be in.
And that's tricky because you got to let that
20, you got to let it
lure
go all
hit
the way
bottom.
to the bottom.
Yeah.
You got to get it
Keeping
real.
that contact with the bottom is challenging, especially in a pass where that current's ripping.
The other thing to do too is watch at some of the passes. Watch the way the fishermen are congregating and fishing in the passes. A lot of times
it's a dead giveaway.
It's a dead giveaway. If they're there for a long time, let's say you go out, 2 hours later you come back, same boat, fishing that same pass.
Or shore fishermen give it away a lot too.
A lot too, yeah. You just got to pay attention to your surroundings, for sure. Pick up on little nuances that the world is giving you. Use your Yoda powers.
Channel your inner Jeff Page.
Exactly. No doubt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Good stuff. Yeah, pompano are tasty. Like I said, the minute he said golden nuggets, I'm like, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I am now very hungry. But that happens a lot on this show.
It does. Well, I
feel like that's our thing.
That's because we have the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant as a partner.
Yeah, cat putters.
Cat putters, that's right. The friendly
that never gets old.
The Friendly Fisherman at Johns Pass is back under the management of our good friends at the Hubbard family. His truly over here. The same family that's been serving up the best fishing and dining experiences in Madeira Beach for nearly a century now. Come rediscover the Friendly Fisherman and taste the difference with the freshest seafood, improved menus, and the service you've come to expect from the Hubbard's family. Enjoy unbeatable waterfront views, a welcoming atmosphere, and flavors straight from the Gulf. Locals and visitors, come see what's new today at the Friendly Fisherman.
They're running a scallop special right now, bacon wrapped scallop appetizer. Dude, with some sweet Thai chili sauce.
Do they do breakfast? Could they be our
no.
breakfast sponsor?
No, unfortunately,
fish
they don't
for
do
breakfast.
I could do bacon wrapped scallops anytime.
I'm going to say, that's what I'm saying. That sounds like...
Yeah, that's breakfast. Once you put bacon around it, we're good.
Breakfast nummies.
Yeah, the scallop entree is insane.
Yeah.
Some big scallops.
Yeah,
good stuff.
We need a breakfast sponsor. Friendly Fisherman.
Someone was like, oh, you finally got a Waffle House sponsor. I was like, no, never.
No, this shirt's been around a while.
Yeah, that was Board Op.
Yep.
As soon as I said it, you were going to blank it. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, my brain
He's a good guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
That was the Gandy.
I actually
Gandy
follow.
studio.
I actually follow him on social. I see him from time to time popping up.
Yeah.
Good dude. Yeah, we got Waffle House T-shirts for Christmas one year because of our Waffle House rampage we were on.
One person was on.
You were on the
participate.
rampage. You were hating on Waffle House.
I was literally talking
loving.
about that story yesterday with my surveyor, Travis Pinsler. He was the guy. We were there at like 3 a.m., and we got a cheeseburger. I should say we got a pile of hair with a side of cheeseburger. Like, you lifted up the bun, and it was like someone had taken a razor to hopefully their head and it was just a mound of hair on top of the cheeseburger. We deserved it. It was 3 a.m., so you can imagine where our mental state was at.
We deserved it.
But come on.
You've had some bad experiences. I haven't shared those.
Yeah. Waffle House is never good.
That's not true. I totally disagree.
Because normal people don't eat at Waffle House for breakfast, Mike. Most people go to Waffle House when it's 3 a.m.
We did that. I'm not up at 3 a.m. anymore. Beth and
my experiences at 3 a.m. preclude me from ever going during the day.
Beth and I were going to Waffle House at 3 a.m. while you were in diapers in junior. Just so you know.
Touche.
Exactly. Good stuff. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. I just got a bad visual of giant baby Dylan Hubbard in diapers, bro. It's a bad visual.
All right, let's go to break.
We'll be back.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just search Reese. Protect your home now with factory direct custom made impact.
Reese Windows. How's the water today on YouTube? Travis, what's up, man? Water is good if you're in the bay in a wind-protected shoreline or on the beaches. It is definitely breezy out of the east. Good morning, Christine, Gulf Scuba, Wise Guy. Appreciate y'all tuning in on YouTube. Offshore weather is rough, my man. We got a serious, stiff east wind, so heading offshore isn't wise. The further west you go off the beach, the more exponentially rough it's going to get. So,
yeah,
stick it on the beach. The first 2, 3, 4, 5 miles you might be able to get. But once you get any further west off the beach, it's going to get more and more exponentially rough. But right along the beach is beautiful right now. You got a lot of mackerel out there, pompano potentially, some late season tarpon moving around. Plenty of sharks, maybe a cobia, triple tail. Get out there to that 3 mile, 5 mile bottom. You might get some hogfish action going. Some YouTube comments this morning.
Yeah? That's good.
Thanks to you, thousands of teachers now have the tools they need to thrive, and their students.
I wish I could get Bartow Ford's fishing seminars going again. I feel your pain.
Angie asked about the Goliath grouper season. They passed that probably about 1.5 years ago. We talked about it pretty heavily back then. We haven't talked about the Goliath grouper season in a while. But we do have some other stuff to talk about, like Frank Sargent's email, too.
Pomerleau wants to come to OCC as a guest.
Who?
Pomerleau.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Welcome back. Phone lines are open here. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. 1-800-969-9352. Dylan just brought up a good point. We're talking about the fishing pressure on Tampa Bay here a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess. 2 weeks ago,
Well,
maybe?
we were talking about Frank Sargent for like half a show 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then the very next weekend, he happened to be tuned in, and we were talking about fishing pressure and the grass flat and the fishing changes over time. And
loss
we
of
conjured him
habitat.
up. Yeah. And,
And then he
shot us an email.
He drops us a grenade.
Yeah, so in 1985, back in 1985, total registered vessels across the area was only about maybe 50,000 boats. Total registered vessels, 1985. In 2022, In Pinellas County alone, there was 54,000 registered vessels. So 1985, Pinellas County and Hillsborough, only about 50,000 vessels. In 2022, there's 54,000 just in Pinellas, and then another 42,000 in Hillsborough.
What do you say, 87% it went up?
An 87% increase in Tampa Bay on registered vessels. Now, keep in mind, not every registered vessel is a fishing boat. So there was an 87% increase in number of registered vessels. But keep in mind, you got to register a kayak. If you put a trolling motor on it, you got to register a jet ski. So there's a lot of registered vessels that aren't anglers.
But there was in the original number as well.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, again,
It's a lot.
the fishing
87%
fishing
increase.
right, the fishing pressure alone is
I would love to see.
quite a bit heavier.
You could probably FOIA request too, because everything is FOIAble nowadays.
What's foiable mean?
Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
So you can ask the government for really detailed information, and some government employee has to spend all day getting you that information.
10 years from now, you'll get it.
They're actually somewhat quick about it. There's some
How
there's
can
some
they be
statute.
quick about that, but we can't get quick closure?
There's some
on-
statute about it.
Oh,
There's
okay.
A part of the Freedom of Information Act is they have to give you the information, and there's some timeline to it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they actually have to kind of step to it when a citizen asks.
Interesting.
It's pretty interesting. But I'm sure you could probably FOIA request a number of fishing licenses, and that would be interesting to see over time the change.
I'll bet that information's out there. I'll bet you if you Google it, it's in there already.
Let's chat GPT it.
I'll bet you.
We'll do that on break.
Yeah, I bet you I bet you can do
That happens to me a lot. We start talking about something and I go into a rabbit hole and then I stop talking. So I'm going to wait till break. But we're going to look into that.
I'll bet you that number's available already.
It might be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I think, I bet you look up the number in 1985. I bet you can do that too.
It goes back pretty far.
Yeah.
I know the angler registry. But,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, I don't like going back that far because like the feds do that. The National Marine Fisheries Service does that, and they start talking about data from 1986. It's like it's hard enough nowadays to make people follow regulations and get the stuff. Back in the 80s, do you think people really were registering for fishing licenses?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Bro, would you think we were riding around in horse and buggy, fool?
Yes.
Just because you weren't here yet?
Well, I mean, think about it. Back then, there wasn't. I mean, we don't have a law enforcement nowadays. I mean, back then, how much was law enforcement out in the water checking fishing licenses?
I got stopped more early in my career than I do now. I haven't been stopped in years.
Yeah.
Now I'm wrapped, and I'm hoping that they know who I am, and that's why they don't do it. Or
I feel like we get stopped more because we're wrapped.
it's 'cause you're
Oh, there's a Hubbard's boat. Let's check them out.
We got our Visit St. Pete Clearwater Safe Boating Tip of the Week here coming up on the other side. Captain Jim Fogel. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
By Real Animals Fishing.
Number one on your car radio preset in the new and improved
Same amount of law
I
enforcement.
think we had more law enforcement. They were spending more money on law enforcement back in the day. That's
Well,
been chiseled
in
away.
comparable numbers, right? Is like, let's say your funding has been flat. Back then, if you had 10 law enforcement officers, for an easy example,
Right.
and only
Fewer
50,000 registrations,
Right.
you saw a lot more cops. Whereas you had an 87% increase in registration. I guarantee funding for police officers hasn't increased 87%. What are you pointing at?
The fucking road construction, they got everything all fucked up.
Guys, Mike is always super happy about traffic. Ask him about his commute to the radio station this morning.
Don't do it.
Someone call in and ask. It'll be fun. We'll get our show taken away for sure.
Hillsborough County will definitely come looking for me to discuss my feelings. You know the whole pen in the neck thing? Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy the different discrepancies in product quality between Dunkin' Donuts. The Dunkin' Donuts on 102nd or 118th on your way to the interstate as you're heading east off the beach, quality product. The Dunkin' Donuts on Treasure Island sucks. Because this same coffee at the Treasure Island one would be like watered down and like you could almost see through it. Whereas this one, it's dark. Quality stuff. They don't water that stuff down.
Does it taste like coffee?
That was a dumb question.
Well, I don't know. It's like a cold. It's iced coffee. So I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never
cold
had
brew coffee.
I've never had one.
Yeah.
I don't do caffeine.
Sounds so weird when you say things like that.
Trust me, it's painful, but I don't.
Ooh, Chat GPT for business?
Ooh.
They're like, oh, we got you, sucker. You use this nonstop. I bet you'll pay for it even more.
You want to try to get Hamadu to join us this month?
Yes, October 28th.
Jeff said, hey, put that phone down. We're watching you on YouTube.
Good morning, Jeff.
Great Jeff Page texting me.
The Yoda of fishing.
That'd be great. Yeah, look at that backup. Look at that nightmare on Elm Street. Freaking jackasses. They're so stupid.
High temperatures today top out in the upper 80s. We're going to for this time of year and tracking about a 40 to 50% chance of some passing downpours that track from east to west and generally dry up by about sunset.
Diddy only got 4 years in prison, huh?
Who?
Diddy? It sends Diddy to 4 years in prison.
Well, we still don't have all the information about the Epstein list, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right. That ain't coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't coming out. All these people are like, I want the list. You're not getting the list.
I love all the memes. It's like, oh, our government would be crippled if the whole list got out. It's like, you don't have to talk me into it. I already said I wanted to see it.
Yeah, you can write it down. You'll never see that list. Never going to happen. And I think it's funny how so many people are like, it's because of Trump. Trump's on the list. They're all on the list, retards. Why do you think it hasn't been made public till, all these years they've had
What's
it?
crazy is the night Charlie Kirk got killed, that's when they voted on it in the Senate.
I know.
And no one published it. No one talked about it because they were talking about Charlie Kirk.
I know.
And then that school shooting happened that day, too. So there was a school shooting. Charlie Kirk got killed. And the Senate passed a bill to not release the Epstein files.
Well, of course they did, because there's so many senators on the list.
So ChatGPT said, I asked for a number of saltwater fishing licenses, recreational saltwater fishing licenses sold by the FWC for the last 20 years, and can you put it into a table? They only got data from 2019 and 2020, 1.5 million saltwater fishing licenses.
In Florida?
Yeah, but there's no data for the other years in the data set.
Well, that's a drop ball.
It says FWC's Office of License and Permitting can export an annual unit sales by license type. If you'd like, God, I love ChatGPT. If you'd like, I'll draft a ready-to-send public records request.
And send it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. What?
Just public requests, perfectly drafted. Oh, that's hilarious. Dude, AI is so amazing. putting you on this public records request.
That's fine. Then you probably won't get it. Look at that hellhole. Jesus. What a lovely place. Yeah. Shit hole.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Rolling into hour number 2 of the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Thank you for spending your morning with us. We certainly appreciate you. Those that are listening here on 970 WFLA, those that are listening on the iHeartRadio app, and of course those that are joining us via the Real Animals Facebook page or Hubbard's Marina Facebook page, and now the YouTube page, I guess, at Hubbard's as well. So we appreciate y'all. You can drop your questions and comments there, or you can give us a call, 1-800-969-9352. Let's take some calls. I've got a shout out to a guest for October 28th. We're going to see if we can line one up here this morning. Hopefully we'll know here for you shortly for our OCC Roadhouse Real Animals Fishing conversation. But for now, let's get our Visit St. Pete Clearwater. Captain Jim Fogel, U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Captain Extraordinary. Let's get a safe boating tip in here as we are.
Good morning, gentlemen.
We got some winds out there, dog. It's windy.
I know, dude. It's not a good day to be out in open water, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got a question here, a little bit off the subject, for Captain Dylan. Dylan,
right.
Are we going to be allowed to troll behind the water taxi going over to Tampa?
Nope.
No?
No, that was a great question, and I've had that question a lot in the last
Have you? Okay,
couple days. And the problem with it is it's a PSTA-owned vessel. So it'll be a PSTA-owned vessel, and so PSTA will probably...
What does PSTA mean?
Pinellas
Those counties,
Suncoast Transit
Authority.
Yeah,
or something.
I think it's Pinellas
Authority,
Suncoast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Put me on the spot there.
What you got?
Is there a boat? Is there a boat already ready for that?
No.
So you're building a boat?
Yeah. So once October 29th is the next PSTA board meeting, and if they finalize the RFP at that meeting, which hopefully they will, the things that'll hold them up is there's supposed to be interlocal agreements signed by the city of St. Petersburg, the city of Tampa, and then there's one other agreement that needs to be signed. Lawyers need to sign off on all this stuff. And if the packages are all ready, no one holds it up, then October 29th, the PSTA board will finalize that RFP award. Then once the RFP award is finalized, we'll enter into the contract, and then once the contract is executed, then we'll start phase 1 of the RFP, which is procurement, which means we'll either be we'll give PSTA a menu of options, a suite of options. We could build boats, we could buy and retrofit existing boats, we could buy 2 boats, we could buy 1 boat. So we'll give them a huge list, and then they decide what to do, and then we'll move forward with either building, buying, retrofitting, that kind of thing.
Diesel powered?
It is definitely there's some parameters that are already laid out in the RFP. They want it to be an hour or less travel time, and they're shooting for 2 vessels. But the money might be a little bit of a restriction. What we're looking at and what we're hoping for and what I think would be the best option is either 2 smaller fast ferries or 1 large fast ferry. All of them would be diesel-powered, inboard diesel with an pod drive. So that way, if it's pod driven, you have a lot it's fancy.
Yeah. What does pod driven mean?
So it's an inboard diesel with basically an outdrive on the bottom of the vessel that can spin 360. So you steer with
much more maneuverable, especially in tight quarters. Yeah,
ferry boats are all nowadays pod driven.
Okay,
like a cruise ship.
Yeah, I got you. Interesting. Okay, cool.
All right, let's talk for a minute here about reduced and limited visibility. As everybody knows, in the next few months, might pop up next week or next month, we're going to get into fog time again. But remember, haze and heavy rain can also be problems for mariners. Boating in these conditions always presents hazards, that lead to navigation errors and collisions. We have one every year or so, and we don't want it. During these times, you want to see and be seen. Get those lights on, and if it's really bad, you start using your horn. Okay, give those horn signals. But most important is reduce your speed. Be able to stop in half the distance of visibility. So if you can see 50 yards, you need to be able to slow down in 25 or, to avoid a collision or whatever. If you're a sailor, make sure your auxiliary engine is ready to roll, and you can start it up in a second if you have a problem. If you're not constrained by draft, get out of the channel. Let the big guys have it. If you can run in less water than the channel, then get out of that channel when it's all fogged up or all rainied up or whatever, and you can't see much. Get your lookout outside. I'm sorry if it's raining and it's wet and it's cold, but you need to have a lookout on the outside. Put one up on the stern and put one up on the bow. And make sure they're paying attention and that they can hear as well as see. Because a lot of times you're going to hear stuff before you actually even see it when it's really bad out there.
No doubt. Yep. That's true.
The big thing is just slow down. I mean, it is not worth hitting a marker or another boat, because of the weather.
I agree.
And if it's bad weather to start with, don't go out till it's over.
There's too many nice days here to be pushing the envelope. Too many nice days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We live in Florida. Tomorrow's going to be a better day.
Amen, brother. Love it. Good stuff.
All right, you guys, keep up the good work for the Coast Guard Auxiliary and St. Pete Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
Thank you, my brother. Safe boating tip of the week brought to you by our good friends at Visit St. Pete Clearwater. We highly recommend it. Great place. Obviously, Dylan lives over there, and we vacation there. So love them place over there. Let's check in here real quick with Capt Mike with Big Pine Key, and then we're going to talk to the Mad Snooker himself. Let's get a report from Big Pine Key. Capt Mike, how are you, buddy?
Good morning there, fellas. How are you both doing this morning?
We're good.
Doing good, buddy. How about you?
We're good.
Well, I'm doing good, but I hear that the Marathon area is depleted in fish because Donald and his buddy Brian were kayaking the area for 3 days. So I'm going to have to get a full report on how many fish they're taking home. No, the fishing's been real good. Unfortunately, I had to cancel yesterday. The boat was getting its maintenance, so I didn't time it right. But the people are staying for a week, and then they were supposed to go today, but that's a no-go, man, with the weather. The Atlantic is churned up, and there's too many raindrops to dodge today down here. But the fishing before that has been really good. Snapper fishing for the bottom dwellers have been doing real well. We're seeing more wahoo come through and blackfin tuna. Real good cobia bite right now around the shrimp boats. If you can get past the tax man and get them in real quick. Nothing more fun than putting a green cobia on the deck of your boat. Let me tell you, you're doing a dance on the deck of a boat.
Yeah,
For
buddy.
folks who don't know, you stick a cobia too early and put him on the deck of your boat. If he's on the back, you tell everybody to move to the front and vice versa.
You only do that once. You only do that once.
Right. You try to swing them into your box. Exactly.
Yeah, you only make that mistake one time.
One time,
Yeah,
right?
no
Exactly.
doubt. No doubt.
And the fishing's been good. The bait for people who want to know down here, still plenty of bait all around the sand, where the sand meets the grass, all around the mangrove islands. You can get plenty of pinfish, white bait. Move to the deeper areas and you get your ballyhoo. We use the ballyhoop. And actually, the other day, I wanted to try something. We had a big school of white bait, and I floated the ballyhoop. I pushed it way down as far as I could underwater to let it float back. And I actually used the ballyhoop, and we caught a big well full of white bait and threadies, and there were some pinfish mixed in. So the bait's still good. In a couple months, we'll switch over to to the small crabs and plenty of shrimp because the shrimp are much bigger right now. This little bit cooler, low humidity we've been getting has got the shrimp turned on. But it's really hard if you get a mixture of maybe some of them Key West pink shrimp in to not want to leave those in the tank. And then when you get back in, you have some shrimp to go with your fish.
Nice. Nice.
So that's really about it. It's been typical, good fishing and good fun, and the water is cooling off a little bit down here, and getting in the water to get lobsters and maybe go snorkeling. This is when I call on my mate. I usually will split the time in the water with people, and now this Florida boy is got warm blood, and I don't like getting in that cold water, even with a wetsuit.
Yeah, I get it. I don't
But
blame
no,
you.
it's good, and I'm glad I could help you out with the Island Fish Company
Yep, that was it.
thing, so you didn't have to wake up your guys.
We're
to
still
find
doing
out
it.
what it
Yeah,
was.
We should still.
We should still wake them up. They deserve it.
Oh, okay. We'll wake them up.
It's good
All
stuff.
right.
Great report,
Well, that's
Cap.
about it, fellas.
All right, buddy.
All right. You
Well
guys
done.
have a great day.
You too, partner.
Appreciate you.
Good stuff. Good report.
All
Stay
right.
safe down
God
there.
bless. Tight lines from the Florida Keys.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we're up against the break here, but we're going to get the Mad Snooker here. Dave Pomeroy on the other side. Looks like he might be our OCC Roadhouse guest. He said he's available.
That would be
We could
bad.
bring the Snooker, the Mad Snooker himself in. Good time of year to do it, too. He's fishing transition. Learn from one of the best. Good stuff.
The legend.
Yeah. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352.
We're talking big, beautiful bills. The best bills you've ever seen. $1,000 worth. Pay a bill, take a trip, buy something tremendous.
All right, we have our public records request submitted and tracked. So we should have that information soon.
You go, buddy. Oh, my sciatic's killing me. I'm old. Chargers, working out, softball, rock.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea this week to put a heavy back day right before a heavy leg day. And I did really heavy deadlifts and then went into a heavy leg day the next day.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I got out of bed this morning. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I am not moving well. I like how they issued a small craft advisory for like 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. I saw that too. When I first looked at it. Small craft advisory is going to start this morning at 8 o'clock and run through Sunday. I was like, wow.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what is a dead giveaway too? For our, whenever the weatherman says a 10-mile-an-hour window, whenever you have 15 to 25, you know your host. Always. Like if they tell you it's going to blow, 11 to 12, you're good. That's where it's going to blow. When they tell you it's going to blow 15 to 25,
It means they have no idea.
hang on to your hat because it's going to howl. 15 to 25, but gusts up to 30. That's what it said just a minute ago here. I'm like, when you're in that 10-mile-an-hour window that's no bueno. Not good. Oh, we're going to have Hurricane Karen. That ought to be special.
I saw that on the list of names this year. I was like, oh,
Hurricane Karen.
she's going to be powerful.
Yeah, she'll be a dandy. Wow.
On YouTube, Octane says there was no licenses in the 80s.
What? Really?
I don't know.
You didn't need a fishing license in the 80s?
I don't know. You were around back then, right?
Yes, bitch. I was graduated high school, 86. Jackass. Such an ass.
Golf Scuba said, I remember I had to buy a lobster stamp in the 80s for a 2-day sportsman season. Yeah, lobster's always been regulated heavily.
It's because they're yummy. Mm-hmm. Lobster omelet at Waffle House in the Keys.
Morning, Ray. Morning, Captain Bobby. Captain Ray Markham, Captain Bobby Woodard.
The great Ray Markham.
Franz Sales said typically a FOIA request have mandated 30-day turnaround on the federal side. I think it's short, or I think it's longer on the state side. I was just looking at FWC public record requests, and they're just getting July requests turned around. So about, what's that, 3 months?
Look at my boy looking for a Bull Bay Real Animals rod for a hookup.
James Brown said on the stream, I wonder where he got this information. He said in 1990, there was 725,000 licenses sold. In 2020, there was 4 million. That's significant. James, can you share where you got that? Because I can't seem to find it.
10 years, it went up 3 million? Wow. Right? No, I'm sorry, 30 years. 30 years it went up 3 million. No, that could be part of the problem. That's always been my beef. So we're struggling to find those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So even back when they screwed up and let me in over there at that building at that 4-day symposium.
Well, the state at least has numbers. Try to find out how many recreational fishermen fished in the federal waters last year. There's no numbers for
that.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. So how are we making decisions on the fishery without really knowing what the hell's going on? That's been my beef the whole time. You know, we need better, Welcome back, 7:24 here. We got a short segment for the bottom of the hour. As promised, let's check in with the Snook man himself, the Mad Snooker, Captain Dave Pomerleau. Dude, you can't be sending me pictures of Snook like that, bro. Like, what's up with that thing?
That was off-putting.
Yeah, what?
That was funny.
What
well, the good morning, gentlemen. Man, it was good to hear Van Hubbard on there. But yeah, it was kind of a funny situation. I had the night off, and I'm like, well, throw the cast net, throw a 10-footer, and boom, like 10, 12 to 14-inch mullet. And then I pull this 9-foot grouper rod out with 80 and 100 leader. And the guy looks at me and goes, huh? Well, my buddy looks at me and goes, we don't need tackle like this, do we? And I go, here, let me pop this 14-inch mullet on there, and I'll do a pendulum throw and throw it under the 4 lanes of traffic. And now you reel it back really slow. It was thump. He's leaned over the bridge with his elbow pinned to the rail, and this thing is ripping him like 6 lanes of traffic. If there was 6 lanes of traffic, it would have made it. It's 30, 40 feet out the other side of the bridge.
Wow.
And it prayed through his 100-pound leader, and he reels it in, and he looks at me, and he goes, in the mortal words, in the words of the movie Jaws, we're going to need a bigger rod.
No doubt.
But,
that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It frayed him right off, went right through his 100. I saw the darn thing. I ran across the bridge, and I go, it's over here. And he goes, I know. But it was funny. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to being the speaker up there on the 28th. That'll be awesome.
Yep,
nice.
That's our guest.
So we locked him in. This is happening?
We're announcing it. The Mad Snooker, Dave Pomerleau, joins us at OCC Roadhouse Tuesday, October 28th, 7 to 9 p.m. That's a good one. So we're going to go Jeff Page and Dave Pomerleau back to back.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like we're
how about I donate a 4-hour fishing charter for a giveaway?
What?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
things just got real.
We just went global.
I'll donate a 4-hour fishing charter, but you got to be present to win.
Oh,
there it is.
All right. Well, you got to be present to win anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
but perfect.
Love it.
You guys have any raffle tickets?
Yeah,
we got you covered.
We're going to give away. We're going to give away Bull Bay rods, Engel coolers, which we thought was big, and now we're going to give away a 4-hour fishing trip with the Mad Snooker.
Whoa,
trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll.
Well, if you got extra Bull Bay rods laying around,
well, we might be able to make that happen. I know people.
We know a guy.
I'm not going to lie, I love Bull Bay rods, but way, way back when he asked me to get on with Bull Bay, I was going through some stuff where I was broke, and I just could not afford even the great prices he was offering to buy him. And I think I insulted him or made him mad or something, but I was like, it was one of them moments where I was having truck problems and you name it.
Understand it. Yeah, understand it. No problem.
But, the fishing's, it's going to get really good. The weather's changing. It's going to get good. It's going to be exciting.
Did you see the picture of the snook you just sent me? What do you mean it's going to get good?
Well, yeah.
How many inches was that snook? That's like 45 inches?
That's like a little old 42, 43.
Little 42, 43-inch snook.
That was a big fish.
Yeah, well, when you're using a bait that's 12 to 14 inches long, that's not a real big fish. But I don't know if I can talk you into like next July coming on over and down way southeast Florida and doing some night, literally. But I'm talking lit up like a grocery store parking lot. Your camera guys will be able to see everything, and we will catch snook like that to maybe like the tune of 30 or 40 a night.
I'm in. Let's just book it.
Let's do it.
Let's just book it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, I just need the dates.
Now you're going to need to. That would be in your boat, right? Your contender.
Yep. It'll be in my boat. We got you covered. Yep. No
Are
problem.
you guys leaving me out of this right now?
I wanted to make sure I'd bring my boat over just to catch bait, and then your camera guy can use my boat. You have a separate camera boat, right?
You know what? We usually get someone to run the camera boat.
I'm so excited right now.
Dylan wants
that's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah, we always have a camera boat.
Why don't we just have Dylan and Mike and
camera boat?
We use my boat as the camera boat.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Let's do that.
There we go.
We'll set that up. We'll talk about that at the Roadhouse, but I know you're up against the break here.
Yes, we are. Good call, buddy. We look forward to seeing you, my friend.
So
Can't
many
wait.
exciting things there.
Yeah.
Let's give away that trip, and if you guys got to show up, and we'll make it fun.
I love it. 4-hour trip with Captain Dave Pomerleau, the Mad Snooker, the legend himself, given away at the OCC Roadhouse. Tuesday night, October 28th, you're going to come and hear the legend talk about how to catch big snook. And it's always a good time. Dave spoke before, and it's a good one. So put it on the calendar. David, we'll talk soon.
I'm going to make this one different. Thank you guys so much. Great show.
All right, partner. Oh,
That's
boy.
Awesome.
Yeah, now I'm nervous. He's going to make it different. We'll be back talking fishing on the other side. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. We got Donald in Lutz and Captain Rick Gross, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio, WFLA.
Oh!
That's worth coming.
Yeah, right?
I got to change. I made a note in my calendar to change that event tomorrow.
Better get your butt to OCC.
It's cold in here, Angie. Yeah, we all miss Ron from Ron's Tackle Box for sure. Stone crab traps are going in the water tomorrow. It's exciting. I'm pumped. I'm ready to eat some stone crab. The trick is you prepay the stone crabbers before they even set out their traps. You start giving out cash. That way the first crabs that come in, you get hooked up.
Remind me to ask you TV stuff when we're done.
Okay.
Peptides.
Yeah.
You doing any?
No. Yeah, I went to my doctor and was talking to him about the NAD stuff and BPC 157 for recovery. And he was like, dude, peptides, I could sell you peptides. I can make a bunch of money, but it's BS. He was like, just eat steak and eggs and you'll get plenty of aminos because peptides are just concentrated aminos.
I just started.
I think it's beneficial. Like, for example, like my buddy just got knee surgery, right? And so, like, in that situation, some concentrated, like, recovery peptides would make sense because you just had a surgery, you're injured. But I think just like everyday maintenance, I think if you just eat the proper good grass-fed meat and have good pasture-raised eggs, you're going to get the aminos you need.
I'll let you know.
Let me know.
I'm on it.
Which one?
I just started NAD and glutathione.
And what he says, and this makes sense, and I think this is true of a lot of supplements, is just from the aspect that you have the placebo effect of like, hey, I'm taking this, I feel better type situation. I don't know.
I'm not big on that. Like,
Yeah.
I need to see, I've been doing
Yeah.
stuff for years, so I'm like,
You're old.
I want to feel it, yeah. So, because it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing about peptides is they charge an arm and a leg.
Well, you can get them cheaper, but I was hoping to get more quality going the route I went. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, and I want to see.
The glutathione is definitely very interesting.
Very interesting.
Because clearing yourself out and antioxidants is great. Speaking of, I got a sauna and set that thing up, dude. Sitting at 165 degrees for 15 minutes. You feel nice and cleaned out.
100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
Big
dripping.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I got a buddy that gave us some, owns a sauna place in Brandon, Pete, and I can't remember the name of it now, but because I haven't been there yet. But he gave some to Beth and I both, and I just haven't done it.
Yeah, my buddy is opening up a place right around the corner from my house. What do they call that? Contrast therapy. So it's ice baths, cold plunges, and sauna. So you do 3 minutes in the cold plunge, 15 minutes in the sauna, 3 minutes in the cold plunge, 15 minutes in the sauna, and you go back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, it's apparently pretty revitalizing. Sounds like torture.
Sounds bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
But if you sat in a sauna for 15 minutes and
I
then
like
cold
the sauna.
plunge,
I like
yeah.
the saunas.
Like my wife and I, we
Infrared.
went down for like a staycation in Sarasota. It was like December or January. It was like 40 degrees out. It was blowing 25 out of the north. And they didn't have a cold plunge, but they had saunas. So I was in the sauna for 10, 15 minutes and was just dripping sweat. And then I'd walk outside and sit on this little patio in the 40 degree temperature. And I was like, oh, and then go back inside. So it was close.
Right.
I felt pretty good.
I don't know. The ice plunges are cold, boy.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, if you talk to almost any pro athlete, they swear by it.
Yeah.
Paul Ranger played for Tortorella.
Yeah.
Like he said, I couldn't have made it through a torch training camp without it. Impossible.
That's crazy.
7:36 here. The iHeart Media Empire last big segment here of the morning. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Don't forget, if you need a roof repair or a replacement, whatever it is, shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, they do them all. Nobody better to call than our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. 1-888-397-ROOF. You give them a call, you get a free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phones here. Let's rattle through these quick. Let's go to Donald in Lutz. What up, buddy?
What up, buddy? Hey, good morning. It's Donald from Marathon today.
Oh, we're hanging up on you now.
What a blast we had. Oh, my God. Hooking tarpon, barracuda, bringing mango snapper back to the resort and grilling them up.
Nice.
And with some ribeyes and shrimp and all sorts of good stuff.
Sweet.
Oh, my God.
Good for you.
So not only is he in the Keys, but he's going to start talking about grilling ribeyes and shrimp. We should hang up. That sounds awesome.
Man. Yeah, we dodged a lot of rain yesterday, just trying to go to different places. The the wind and the rain here, but it's just so beautiful here. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
no fishing, but we got to check out today later anyway. We thought about going this morning, but it's still not good. So it's, not worth it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Enjoy your time off.
Yeah.
Enjoy your relaxation time.
You need a
down
little
in the
bit of
Keys.
calm down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back to work Monday.
Good.
But it is what it is. But we had such a great time, me and Brian, catching the fish up and just seeing, we saw sea turtles and all sorts of wildlife down here. And the water is just crystal clear. I don't know how many feet of water I'm sitting in, but I can see every blade of grass. It's just so cool.
Yeah, the Keys, there's very
It's a
few
special
places.
place.
Yeah, there's very few places like it. There's no doubt. Glad you're having a good vacation. I got some calls to get to here, buddy, and we'll holler at you next week. Travel safe.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Hey, take care, stay safe, and tie lines out there, and let's go get them up.
All right, partner. Love it. Get them up. Love it. Let's check in with Charter Captain Extraordinaire here, one of the legendary charter captains on the West Coast. We're killing it today with these guys. Got Captain Rick Gross down there in Bradenton. Rick, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are y'all this morning?
Fantastic, man. How's your bite?
Yeah. Oh, the bites. You go to the beach.
Go to the beach.
Is,
There it is.
The beach is where it's at.
Nice.
I mean, you want to bend a rod, go to the beach. It's everything's going off there right now, and I don't know if Dylan's had any reports of kingfish, but there's blue runners on the beach. There's got to be kingfish.
I just asked Captain Steve Pappin in the beginning of the show. He was texting me about it, and because he's always up on the beach, and he's a big kingfish guy in our area out of Johns Pass. He said there's quite a bit of mackerel on the beach, and we've been seeing those ourselves. He said there is a report, one of his guys said that they saw a kingfish skyrocket off of Reddington 2 days ago, but apparently that's the only report we've heard.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rumor has it one of the other captains said that they had a kingfish on like a day or two ago, and I've been catching. I mean, the mackerel. We had one mackerel was like 4 pounds the other day.
Oof.
That's a lot of fun on that light tackle.
Yeah, that's a good mackerel, no doubt.
I will say, you were talking about boat registrations and talking about fishing licenses.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be really lonely back then. I mean, especially like I would take, and I used to like to run the back way, and I'd go over to Joe's Island from coming through McGill Bay and running back up in there, and you'd get up to Joe's Island, and you didn't have cell phones back then. We had a VHF radio, and that was it. And
Right.
You'd get back in that backcountry, and the only other boat you might see a commercial boat running around once in a while, but you didn't see hardly anybody else.
It was the same thing offshore. When I was growing up on the 39-hour trip, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, you might see one or two other boats the entire 39-hour trip, and they were always commercial longline vessels. It was never recreational boats. Nowadays, you go out there in summer, June, July, August, there's 25 boats on the radar when you're out at 15 miles. It's crazy the number of boats that are out there compared to what it was, and that's offshore 70 miles, 80 miles, 90 miles. It's I can't imagine Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that you said too was you're talking about fishing licenses. If I'm not mistaken, I know pretty much for a fact I didn't need a saltwater fishing license for the first couple of years that I was chartering. We voted that in for the saltwater side of it. I think that was like 89 when we had to get saltwater licenses.
I don't know. I wasn't here yet. I wasn't here quite yet. I didn't get here till 90. So, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because I remember the outdoor rider that was here. We were talking about it, and it's the I forget how you say it, the best laid plans or whatever. And they said, be careful what you ask for or whatever, because we wanted saltwater fishing licenses to help, with the habitat and the fishery and everything else. And of course, what ends up happening to a lot of those funds. They're supposed to go 100% of it was supposed to go to fishing, but somehow it gets sucked up into a general fund.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then once you got it, now you can't get rid of it. So yeah, well, we'll be glad to tax you on that saltwater fishing license.
1989 was apparently, according to
That's what
ChatGPT, the year it started.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought that's when we had to do it, was about 89. So
Yeah.
There it
Yeah.
is. Good memory.
And
Yeah.
talking about limits and people being out there and everything, it was almost the standard thing was 12 inches and how many you want to clean. I mean, that was for grouper, that was for trout. I mean,
Right.
it was a lot of different fish. And snook, I think snook changed in 80. Was when snook changed, but there was no close season on snook, and then it changed, and then they started messing with it, and then they closed the wintertime fishery because the fish get lethargic in the winter, and they're subject to being snagged.
Right.
Guys would go in the deep holes when it would get cold, and they would just snag them, and then they closed the summertime fishery because they were spawning. But it used to be, I know we had March, April, and May, and then when they took May away from us, I cried because I really liked May snook fishing. Yeah.
I love the emotion.
I cried.
So honest. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
But I will tell you, it was nice being lonely out there because now you're going to have buddies no matter what.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I remember when I first started guiding in 2000, there was like maybe on a regular basis, there was 6 or 8 of us working the South Shore pretty hard from Apollo Beach to the bridge. And 6 or 8, maybe 10 of us really consistently working it. And now, I don't know how many there are, but there's a lot. So it's changed so much pressure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it has. And a lot of the names that I was working with, they're not doing it anymore.
Right.
They're doing it just a little bit.
Yep.
And it's all new guys. And they pull up with a fancy truck and a fancy boat, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. And they're 12.
My
Yeah.
first truck was a 1978 Dodge with 3 on the tree. It was bright sunshine orange, and I had painted a snook on the side of the wood paneling. And when you went, I went to drop my 17-foot aquasport in the water. You had a clutch and everything. I had a piece of railroad tie that was cut in a wedge, and I would throw that up underneath the front tire so I wouldn't have to worry about the truck rolling off into the water.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're dating yourself. You're dating yourself there, Cap.
Yeah. It's been a while.
No doubt. I get it. Great to hear your voice. Good report. Good chat as always, my friend. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and book a trip.
I still think just go through Real Animals is the best way to do it. And then my company is fishybusinessllc.com.
One of the best, brother. So good to hear your voice, my friend. Always good to hear you, and love I love your passion for what we do.
We're looking forward to. I'm hoping to come to that OCC Roadhouse. I haven't seen Dave in person in I don't know when. I see him once in a while out on the road and stuff, and he's always honking at me or whatever. And he sends me stuff on Messenger sometimes, and I can't even put some of the stuff he puts on there.
Yeah, right. Well, it'll be good. It'll be good to see him. Hope you guys can make it. I'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, I told my wife, I says, you see the kitchen cabinet? See how white it is? I says, that's how Dave Parmalu is. He's as white as that cabinet.
That's right. No doubt. He's got to take vitamin D. There's no doubt.
The vampire of the snook fishery.
Absolutely. All right, my brother. Have a great rest of your weekend. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, partner.
See you, man.
Love that guy. Let's check in with another legendary captain. We're stacking them up here. Captain Ray Markham joins us. Ray, how are you?
Good morning. Doing well. Sitting here watching the sprinklers make my grass grow even taller.
Nice.
And I was down in Bradenton yesterday and stopped into Jim Ellison's place. Well, it's not Jim's. I guess his son's running it now. But I remember going in there way back. In fact, I think Jim Bickle got in there after a while after the Red Barn caught on fire. And anyway, I'm looking at all the business cards that are in there. Now, I remember back in, '89 or so when I moved down to Bradenton, there were maybe a handful of business cards of guides that were in that area. There had to be 100 business cards sitting in there.
Yeah.
No lie. And I recognized, I think, 2 or 3 of the names. And and Captain Rick Gross was one of them. And and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, by the way, the reason Rick never saw anybody going through Flounder Pass because I was hiding.
Right. No doubt.
But oh my gosh, I mean, so much has changed. So many boats, and there are places that are small, like McGill Bay, that once you get a couple of boats in there running around, it pretty much shuts down that fishery right there. But in fact, I remember when Paige started guiding, I was hiding off of Emerson Point from a guy who was getting ready to pre-fit. He was pre-fishing for one of the redfish tournaments. And when I heard Jeff, you can usually hear Jeff coming before you see him. But anyway, I scooted back. We were just catching redfish on this one little spot I used to call Indian Joe's place. And we ducked into this tiny little creek that went back in there, and the guy's going like, "What are you doing?" I says, "You hear that?" He said, "What's that?" I said, "That's Jeff Page." Oh, that's Jeff. But anyway, yeah, good times, a lot of good stuff coming up, and the flounder are starting to show up again. They'll be here in force just in time for the season to close.
Right.
We got another 15 days. The 15th of October when it closes, and then it'll stay closed until the end of November. But the fish are coming in. They're getting bigger. They're getting fatter. And where I used to worry about, well, is it going to be 12 inches or 12 and a quarter? Now we got a 14-inch minimum, and you're catching 15-inch flounder. So things are working. You know, I just wished I could go back to a 26-inch snook versus the 28, because when it came to the 28, that was more fish than I could eat before I had to freeze it, and I didn't like the freeze fish, so I just quit catching and keeping them. So
I get it. I get it. Good to hear your voice, Cap. Hopefully we'll see you on the 28th at OCC.
I'll be there, be square.
All right, my friend. Good stuff.
Good to hear
Captain
from you.
Ray Markham, one of the best in the business right there. Legend. Great artificial captain. If you want to learn to throw artificials in and around Tampa Bay, Captain Ray Markham, one of the best in the business for sure.
Awesome
Good stuff. Yeah, we're wrapping things up here on the other side. Don't forget to check out the Friendly Fisherman Seafood Restaurant. You know, they are back under management of the legendary Hubbard family. Same family that's been serving up the best fishing and dining experience in Madeira Beach for nearly a century. Come rediscover the Friendly Fisherman and taste the difference with the freshest seafood, improved menus, and service you've come to expect from the Hubbard's family. Enjoy unbeatable waterfront views, welcoming atmosphere, and flavors straight from the Gulf. Locals and visitors, come see what's new today at the Friendly Fisherman. We'll be back wrapping things up on the other side, 970 WFLA.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just search Reese. Protect your home now with factory direct custom made impact.
Well written.
I was just about to say, it's probably because it's so well
It
written.
is, for sure. No doubt. It is very well written. Very smooth. Rolls
Rolls off the tongue.
Very well written.
Should have had cat putter in there somewhere.
Yeah, we should have. Order the cat putter. Should be a special. That way you know it's coming.
You should have seen, he tried to text me the other day about davits. Oh, dude, I have to pull it up because it's just so funny. He got so angry, then he started repeating it, and it just made it worse. Oh, man.
Davits from Dad, huh?
There you go. So just randomly, he texts me. He was like, who's Don Stock? Who is Don Stock? Does your maintenance? Question mark. Want to start setting up behind charter cutting tables. I was going to ask Gary to come take a look. we may need to set a poll. He has 1-inch metal dowels, all thread. Restaurant Coyote bought we can use for Davis. Davis. No context. Randomly out of the blue. I was like, what the?
Is there any punctuation in there?
None. That is a run-on ass sentence with no context. And the sad part is I knew what he wanted. And I knew what he was asking.
You know who used to do that to me? Same shit, Billy.
Billy?
Yeah, it was very Nobles. That's a Nobles tag.
Oh, dude, he does this shit all the time.
Yeah, Billy
Who's
said
Don Stock? Does your maintenance. 1-inch metal dowels, all thread. Restaurant Coyote we bought for the Davis. Restaurant Coyote.
Yeah.
That's my dad. I love him.
Yeah.
Always keeps me on my toes.
Never a dull moment.
Mm-hmm. So he wants to put Davits on the dock at Don's dock. And apparently, voice to text cannot understand Davits. When is the drawing for the new contest?
It's a good question. Cameron didn't tell me.
Oh.
I don't know when we're going to do it yet, but we'll do it.
I was like, what contest? We don't have a whole a date yet. What contest are you doing?
We're giving away a Ingle cooler with an Aqua Traction topper. And inside the Ingle cooler, it's an Ingle 50. Inside the Ingle 50 is a package from MirrorLure, a bunch of MirrorLure hard base.
So you get a cooler, a MirrorLure package, and Aqua Traction?
Yeah.
Dang.
For giveaway. Awesome. Yeah. Welcome back. Wrapping things up here this morning. Jason Behringer, great job as usual. Want to thank everybody who joined us on the live stream. We had a lot of you today. I know it's windy out there and nasty, so a lot of people checking us out. We appreciate that very much. Those of you that joined us here on 970 WFLA and the iHeartRadio app, you guys don't know how much it means to us. We appreciate you. Good stuff for sure.
Always a pleasure to have you all join us. Bear through this show.
Only bad part
is it goes fast.
About this whole friendly
only 2
fisherman's
hours.
Seafood restaurant.
Now you're hungry?
Yes.
Dude, bacon wrap scallop appetizer. Killer. And they have an entree, but the captain's platter, or cat putter, is the best because you get the scallops, the shrimp, and the grouper. Some rice and some veggies. It's killer. So get you a bacon wrap scallop appetizer with a captain's platter, then you win.
You're very full.
Yes.
Lots of protein.
I wouldn't say full. You're getting there, though.
Well, you're not.
You're on your way.
You have one hollow leg.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Exactly.
I'm an eater.
Yeah, I get it. Me too.
Yep.
The Friendly Fisherman's Seafood Restaurant.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm hungry.
Killer views.
Not cool.
Yeah, and they have a locals club. So if you drive over there, you get a discount. Bring your ID, show that you're local to the Tampa Bay area. There's discounts, so it's worth it. You get on a trip with us at Hubbard's Marina, do a dolphin tour, sunset cruise, fishing trip. You get $7 all-day parking. If you're just going to the restaurant, make sure you're parked in the economy parking, which is the parking garage or a city lot. It's only $4 an hour. That stuff right out in front. Any like street level parking in Johns Pass, the private lots will get you.
Oh, yeah.
They charge like $15, $20 an hour. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So go to the economy lots, the city lot, or the parking garage. Cheapest parking.
Yeah, it's a cool place, Johns Pass. If you haven't been there to check it out, you need to get down there for sure.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Lots of cool things in
And right
Pinellas
now,
County to do.
there's not a lot going on, right? So you can play tourist, as I like to say, along our beautiful beaches and visit John's Pass, Pass the Grill, and you're not going to get swamped by people, you know. It's a good time to get out there and play tourist this time of year.
Yeah, right? No doubt. That's a good way to put it, too. Just get out.
And the hotels, the hotel deals. Like if you're living in Tampa, South Shore, you want to do a little staycation with your wife, this is a time of year to do it because hotels are like giving away things to try to get people to come over. It's a good time.
Yeah, well, hey, this is
another few weeks. Snowbirds show up.
I was going to say
then hotels get a little bit more tight on the deals.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah, it's a good time of year too because the weather's so nice. Walk outside this morning, it's beautiful out.
Take a walk on the beach.
A little breezy here in the next couple of days. Still, hopefully we'll get a break. Maybe a break next week sometime. We'll see. But we definitely have some wind here. We got a full moon coming. The bite was really, really, really good yesterday, so just stay protected. Find just some healthy grass. I'll tell you what I was doing. I was looking for the mullet. When we found the mullet, we found the big mullet. We found the big mullet. We found our redfish yesterday, and it was really, really good. I put a post up this morning. The Klein brothers, Joe and Larry, we wrecked them pretty good yesterday. So hopefully you guys can get out there and do the same today.
Yes, sir. And then check out tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. every Sunday night, the live stream show. We give away $1,500 in free trips. We're going to talk about that $18 million spend by the city of Madeira Beach and dive into some other great stuff we have to talk about as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, they bought a property for $18 million.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, they got the money.
Yeah.
Not theirs.
It never is.
Literally, the conversation was like, we don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but we're going to buy it. I was like, huh.
Excellent.
But there are some really cool ideas. It turns out to be a positive thing. It's the city, or this piece of property has been sitting vacant for like 20 years. It's all overgrown and nasty, so it'll be cool. The city has big plans. Yeah. So there's some positive things, but it's a little shocking at first.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We don't know what we're going to do with it, but we're going to buy it.
Just make sure you check us out tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Myself, Captain Big Ben Marshall, and Larry Somerville joins us from Belfour, USA to talk hurricane prep. We're still in the middle of that season. So tight lines, everybody. Have a great, great Saturday. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning on 95.3 WDA at 6:20.
And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, just keep down fishing.
We're out.
The program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Yes, very exciting. Old Mad Snooker himself joining us for the October 28th Real Animals
Giving
OCC
away a 4-hour trip.
Yeah, giving away a
Giving
charter.
away a 4-hour
And I'm
trip.
sure that's upgradable to a 6-hour
sure it
if you
is.
wanted to as well.
And you may want to if your
I
arms
would
and
recommend.
shoulders can put up with it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be an epic adventure, nighttime adventure. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, again, 7 to 9 a.m. for Real Animals Sunday on 620 WDAE and stream live to the Real Animals Facebook tomorrow night for the live show at 7:30 p.m. Hopefully we'll see you next weekend and every Saturday for another episode of the Saturday show as well. Thanks for being a part of our Real Animals family, y'all. Have a good Saturday. Don't go to Waffle House. Pick any other breakfast joint.
Go to Waffle House.
Any
Ham
other,
and cheese omelet.
any other.
Hash browns,
Family,
scattered,
just
smothered,
search
covered in
family
pepper.
restaurants, diners around
Orange
your
juice,
area.
Raisin toast.
You'll be much happier. See you guys.
75. So it's not safe to have these girders being erected with live traffic underneath.
FDOT is urging you to not attempt to travel to or through the downtown area via Interstate Highway for the entire weekend. Universal Orlando may reopen the Stardust Racers ride at Epic Universe as soon as today. Fox 35 quotes a letter sent to employees that says teams have conducted several safety checks and inspections. Universal says it's updating procedures and reinforcing existing ride warnings. Stardust Racers has been closed since 32-year-old Kevin Rodriguez Zavala died on the ride 2 weeks ago. Folks are warned not to let their guards down after a relatively quiet hurricane season. This is the first time in 10 years a hurricane has not made landfall in the U.S. by the end of September. However, researchers at Colorado State are predicting above normal activity for the next 2 weeks. The Miami Hurricanes play the Florida State